Let's start with the keys to victory, and let's start with Sergey DEREVYANCHENKO. Give me the keys to victory for him.
Oh, man, DEREVYANCHENKO, keys to victory. First, you got to dictate the pace. You know, I feel like if DEREVYANCHENKO be first, you know, he'll create some big shots. Second, you got to find the rhythm early. You know, when DEREVYANCHENKO gets in rhythm, he tends to create big shots and fights early. And last but not least, you know, with him being 5'11" and Russell being 6 foot even, you know, I like to see him work the body, you know, break him down a little bit and then make him fight on the inside.
He is an unbeaten fighter, and for the first time in his career, he's fighting another fighter whose record is unblemished. So there, now we go to his opponent. And let's talk about Kemal Russell. He's unbeaten as well. Let's talk about keys to victory for him.
Well, first, you know, with him being 6 foot even, you know, I like to see him use the jab. You know, establish the distance early, you know, early in the fight, you know.
DEREVYANCHENKO, older, but as Justin just pointed out, he's shorter, so that means Russell has the height and the reach advantage. Let's see if that comes into play in this fight.
From the Fitz Casino and Hotel here in Tunica, Mississippi, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event. Live on FS1, 10 rounds in the middleweight division. The three judges ringside are Recia Allen, Gerald Deming, and Mac Thornton. And the referee in charge, when the bell sounds, Bill Clancy. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black, green, and the yellow. He enters the ring unbeaten, 10 wins, 8 of those coming by way of knockout. Joining us from Kingston, Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kemal Hitman Russell. And his adversary fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold and the blue. He enters the ring perfect, 9 bouts, 9 victories, 7 of those coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York by way of Nikolaev, Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, dami gospoda, please welcome Sergey, the technician, DEREVYANCHENKO.
All right, gentlemen, we're scheduled for 10 rounds. You've already been given you instructions in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. You must obey my commands. Trunks are high. You better go at the top. Good luck to both.
Bill Clancy will be the third man in the ring. This is our main event. 2 unbeaten fighters. Sergey DEREVYANCHENKO, 9-0. 7 have come by knockouts. He's dropped his last couple opponents. Kemal, the Hitman Russell, he's unbeaten. He has stopped all but 2 of his opponents he's faced. This is round 1. It's scheduled for 10. Russell in the black trunks. And DEREVYANCHENKO in the gold trunks with the blue trim.
Russell's coming out using his jab already.
Both men, you can see feints, using the feints. DEREVYANCHENKO trying to get past that reach of Russell.
The golden opportunity for Russell.
And Russell again, just touching DEREVYANCHENKO.
You know, Brian, he's touching him, trying to find his distance. No.
Minute gone here in round 1. There's it.
Nice jab to the body for Russell.
To the stomach there by Russell. DEREVYANCHENKO with a right.
Back with a right hand to the body.
Quick 1-2 by Russell. Glancing right hand.
These guys are definitely getting a feel for each other in this round.
Yeah. It's almost like they're trying to measure each other up for a big shot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, both big punches from what the stats say.
We got a minute left here in round 1.
You know, I like the fact that Russell's working behind his jab.
Here's the right hand by Russell. 40 seconds here in round one. Here's the right hand to the body by DEREVYANCHENKO.
And the jab to the body from Russell. You know, Russell don't want to get caught up in reaching for his shots.
Final seconds here of round one. And that's round one. Well, Sunday on Fox. Here's Sergey DEREVYANCHENKO. That's Gary Stark Sr. And Kemal Russell. Stephen Frank is his trainer. This is their second fight together. He said, listen, I just basically have helped him maximize his talent and to use his head more. He had been using mostly brawn in his fights. I wanted him to help him be smarter.
That's exactly what boxing is, psychological warfare. It's definitely chess, not checkers.
This is round two. There's a stiff jab by Russell. Missed with the right hand, though.
You know, I don't want to see Russell reaching. He's reaching when he throws that right hand. You know, and if DEREVYANCHENKO timing right, he can catch him with a big left hand.
Second fight here in the States for Russell. He tried to catch DEREVYANCHENKO with that check left hook. Head right hand gets in.
Nice jab for DEREVYANCHENKO.
Stiff jab.
You know, you can see DEREVYANCHENKO trying to find his rhythm now.
Trying to get on that inside as they both exchange body shots. There's a left to the body by DEREVYANCHENKO. DEREVYANCHENKO again. Came to the body, then upstairs with a right hand.
And you can imagine that's what DEREVYANCHENKO wants the fight to be at. You know, Russell need to go back to the jab. Keep his distance. DEREVYANCHENKO is very strong on the inside.
We're halfway through round two. Tags the body there, DEREVYANCHENKO. And back on the jabs.
Turn that light off over there. Turn the light off.
Nice body head work from DEREVYANCHENKO.
My time. Tell them to turn the damn lights off. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, per instructions from the commission, we ask that you please turn your lights off on your cameras. Please, no lighting whatsoever, please, for the safety of the fighters. Thank you.
So a number of people here, of course, recording the fight with their cell phones. And they're keeping the lights on. And Bill Clancy said, look, that's distracting. We can see the light.
Very distracting.
Under a minute here.
Nice strong jab for DEREVYANCHENKO.
There's double left hand there by DEREVYANCHENKO.
And he pivots out and then puts him back on the ropes. That's good placement for DEREVYANCHENKO. That's that amateur spirit kicking in.
DEREVYANCHENKO, well over 400 amateur fights. He was 390-20 in the amateurs. He had 24 fights in the World Series of Boxing with 23-1 there. This is his 10th professional fight. This is round three.
coming out, you can see Russell, he's taking more chances now, trying to land bigger shots. That was a nice short hook for DEREVYANCHENKO. Nice right hand for DEREVYANCHENKO.
And for Russell, this is a guy who won a Caribbean tournament in 2015. It's basically the Jamaican version of the Contender that we had here a few years ago. This is just his second fight here in the States. He has stopped his last 4 opponents. He now lives here in Brooklyn, trains out of the Cops and Kids gym in Brooklyn. Got in some good sparring with Kid Chocolate Peter Quillen for this fight. DEREVYANCHENKO from the Ukraine, been here in the States since 2014. As we take a look at our throwdown scoring, you the fans, you gave Russell the first round, DEREVYANCHENKO the second round. You got it even here in round 3. DEREVYANCHENKO goes to the body.
He keeps working the body. You can see that experience with DEREVYANCHENKO in his fencing. You know, he understands the concept. I fight when I want to fight. I tie you up when I don't want to fight.
Here's the combination by Russell. More body work by DEREVYANCHENKO. They gave him the nickname the Technician. They said he's so precise with his punches. There's a left hook. Yeah, left hook there by DEREVYANCHENKO.
You know, Brown, I like to see Russell get back to his jab. You know, that was a big shot for him. Get back to his jab and control him. You know, fighting at his pace. He's in that damage. He can walk him down and kind of work his way in there.
"30 seconds here in round 3.
He's definitely smothering Russell.
DEREVYANCHENKO now makes Brooklyn his home. He's been there for 3 years now.
That was a nice right hand for Russell.
When we come back, round 4, left hook by Russell. At the end of this round.
Hey, I notice your car's not in the truck.
You know, on the replay, you see a nice precise jab. And then he throws the left hook. That was a great left hook, and he timed it perfect.
That was right there at the very end of the round, too.
Very end.
Good way to cap the round off. This is round 4. Kemal Russell, Sergey DEREVYANCHENKO, both unbeaten. See both of these guys now back on their jab. Here's
that was
the
a nice right hand for Russell. You know, at this pace, you know, you gotta, you know, it's very neutral.
Here's a quick combination by Russell. Right hand by DEREVYANCHENKO. That pace is picking up now. There's a left to the body by DEREVYANCHENKO. Russell right back on DEREVYANCHENKO.
Nice angle off by Russell.
Minute gone here in round 4.
You know, the pace definitely shifted.
Here's the right hand by DEREVYANCHENKO. Yes. Followed in with a left hook. Yep. And a couple of hooks by Russell. Trainer for Sergey, Gary Stark, said, listen, I need you to set up that right hand. I need you to throw it. Meanwhile, the corner of Russell told him, said, you've been too concerned in this fight of what DEREVYANCHENKO is doing. You need to make him concerned about what you're going to do. In other words, as you talk about your feet, dictating the pace.
Dictating the pace.
Couple of left hooks and a right hand by DEREVYANCHENKO.
He's definitely finding his rhythm.
That one hurt Russell. He goes to the body. And changing the angle is Derevenchenko.
Changing the angle, picking his shots. Derevenchenko look like he found this rhythm. He's definitely on the something right now. He's definitely on the something right now.
Minute left. He backs Russell to the ropes. Combination.
He continues to walk him down, throwing big shots.
Derevenchenko coming off, he said, a huge win for him as he beat Sam Solomon, a former champion. Right hand, Derevenchenko. Bill Clancy giving the warning to Russell to keep his punches up.
Derevenchenko definitely found this rhythm and let his hands go a lot more.
Right hand by Derevenchenko, another big right hand.
He's working up and down.
Final seconds of this round and a big round for Sergey. Left hook. These guys go toe-to-toe against the ropes.
Great round. Great round. Great round for Derevenchenko.
Russell has a cut over his eye. Bill Clancy says it's from a punch.
Your reaction. Got it? How you feel? All right, let's go. Good round, just like that. Got it? Let's go. Dig him right back in the body. Dig him right back in the body. Tight line. You gotta be comfortable.
You know, you see in the replay in the earlier round, you see Derevenchenko finding this rhythm and tends to create shots because he's finding the rhythm. He's going from the body and going back to the head. And then some great shots, some great precise shots. And the same thing in the later rounds. He was doing the same thing, you know, finding this rhythm, swarming Russell, making him Russell fight at his pace on the inside.
This is round 5. We're scheduled for 10. Derevenchenko was an Olympian, represented the Ukraine in 2008 Olympics. Vasily Lomachenko, a teammate of his. Vyacheslav Glaskov, teammate of his on that Olympic team. In fact, Sergei Derevenchenko was just one of 5 members of that team who didn't medal. Jordan Hardy's been listening into the corner. She's got a report for us. Jordan.
Yeah, Brian. His trainer said that was a good round and that he hurt Kemal Rassel's back. He said he wants to see 2 to 3 hands, right hands in a row. There you go.
And he's got him in trouble right now, Jordan, against the ropes.
He's definitely
big right hand. He's got Kemal Rassel in trouble, and the technician is carving him apart.
You know, that's the rhythm I was talking about. You know, fighting at his pace, controlling, dictating the pace.
And that's it.
That's it.
Bill Clancy said he's seen enough. The technician has stopped Kemal Rassel.